and actually what I was going to tell you too is that there's like several different types of investors, right? And you guys can tell me which type of investor you guys are too. But I've learned this over the course of the last 10 years. There's several different types of investors. One of them is this type of investor where like they just want to lend the money and then just step away and just get like a high interest rate, right? That's like private lending. So for instance, my neighbor that I told you about, he does not want to partner on any deal. I tried to get him to partner and he was like, no, I want you to use my money and I want to get that monthly payment every single month, right? So that is like private lending. That's like a private lender, okay? And then there's the type that are like, hey, let's partner on a deal, let's partner. And I mean, really, it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. See, the way that my neighbor does it is he wants to get first lien on the property. He wants that lien is what he wants. He wants that security. Okay. And there's people out there that's what they want. They want that security. And then you have people that are like, hey, let's partner on the deal and do the deal, right? And then we just form a company together and that company owns the property and there's no lien, there's no guarantee at all that you're going to get that money back. All right. And there's no guarantee anyways, but essentially when you're partnering on a deal and that's just how it is. It is what it is. Right. And then finally, the third way is the fund. And the fund is for the people that are like, I'd rather just put my money into a fund and then you manage the assets, you manage everything, and I just get this payment on a quarterly basis, right? Or it doesn't have to be a fund. It could be like a syndication, like one deal. Like a lot of people you'll see, like they've got like $2 or $3 million that they're trying to raise on this like storage facility or whatever it is that they're buying, and they'll just do one deal, right? One fund. And then you get paid out on a quarterly basis. And that's the fund. So when you start really educating yourself about investing in, not investing in storage, but like raising capital, you'll start noticing that there's different types of investors out there. And the way that you cater to their needs is you listen to them, right? You listen to what kind of an investor they are. And then you create this investment program for them, right? So that's basically what happened for me. Is like over the course of the last 10 years, I found people that just wanted to have a lien on the property, and that's just kind of how they wanted it. And then I also found people that wanted to partner, and that's how they wanted to do it. And then I found people that are like, no, like, I just want to like put this money into a fund and I want to be paid out on a quarterly basis or whatever, and get like a big cut. And so that's kind of how we set our investment program up. And that's how we work with our investors. And every single investor that you talk to has like a different risk level, a different like amount of money that they can give. They have different needs and wants. And so you can't just be like, this is my way and that's it, right? You have to like listen to them, listen to what their needs are, and then try to figure it out. I talked to a private lender a couple of days ago last week, like maybe Wednesday or Thursday, and he wants to invest with me, and he has like $200,000. Right. So to find a storage facility for $200,000 is difficult. I mean, for me, we want bigger ones. Some people, $200,000, you can go out and buy a storage facility. Actually, in the very beginning, that's what I did. Is $200,000, I'd go buy a storage facility. But now, like, we want to buy, $1 million properties. So $200,000 would be the down payment for $1 million property. And that's really kind of how we structure it. It's like, okay, you bring the down payment and I'm going to be the asset manager, and then we're going to partner that way. And and he's okay with that. And that's his style, so every single person that you talk to, once you start really talking to them, you're going to learn that they all have different needs and wants. And you can't just have one way. Like, essentially, you have to be open. And that's why they call it creative deal structuring. That's really why they call it creative deal structuring, because like listening to all parties within your deal and trying to come up with a solution that makes everybody happy. That's really the creative part of it. So that's why I love raising money and I love talking about money, because when you really start getting into it, it's fun and exciting. Okay, I saw some questions and I apologize for Jude in the back. He's calling for his mother, but you guys, we can answer a couple questions if you have any questions about money. That's my 2 cents on raising money, right? And everybody now has their homework as well too. If you can remember what your homework is, put it into the chat because I want to see if you're listening as well too. Okay, can you tell us what a typical deal looks like? Rate, terms, etc. Like as I said, every type of lender is completely different. Typically, I don't put any money into any of my deals. I am the asset manager. I'm the one that knows what I'm doing. I'm the one that is like doing all the work, right? So what we do is like we'll have somebody fund the deal for us. And then on the back end, we'll pay them some sort of a interest rate, or we'll partner and they'll get some sort of equity split. That's kind of really how it works out, and I'm telling you, every deal that I've done is completely different. Like you can't just be like, this is my rate, this is my terms. Now, when you're rehabbing homes, like you can do that, right? On the residential side, you can do that, but on the commercial side, you can't do that. Okay. So, you have to be a little bit more creative. Okay, good. Okay, so anybody posted out? Okay, anybody posted out about your homework? Your homework is that you need to be talking to, for 2022. Your homework is to talk to 10 owners a week and 10 people that you think have money or may have money. You have no idea whether or not they have money, but you're asking people for money. That are all within your first 2 spheres, right? And I'm going to tell you, once you start brainstorming who those people are, you're going to have a list of like 100 people, right? 100 people, at least minimum, right? And you could start asking. And that's what I did. I just talked to everybody that I knew until I found some people that wanted to give me money, really, Okay, good. Any other final questions, any thoughts or anything else about money that you would like to know about? All right, for 2022, because I know this is going to be a good goal for everybody. Get out there and raise some money. My goal is to raise $1 million in 2022. My goal is to raise, $200,000 or $500,000 or whatever you think, be reasonable. If it's your first deal. And then, so my goal for next year, for 2022, is to raise $10 million. That's my goal, $10 million. Okay, that's how big our fund is. So that's why I'm thinking about this, because this is personally what I'm thinking about for 2022. So I figured I'd talk about money a little bit. All right, I appreciate it. I am going to let y'all go because my dog is crying, and so I'm going to go take care of him. And I wish you guys the best for the new year. Happy New Year. And for everybody listening on through the podcast, I appreciate it. Thank you for staying in and listening as well too. Okay. All right. Take care. And I will see you guys soon.